I needed help with transitional housing, some stability. I actually ran into a rough spot, started a little downward spiral around 2005 that I was struggling, and in 2006 I hit a major hiccup and was evicted from my home. And I had like 8 days. So it was just a matter of just doing what needed to be done to make sure I had some kind of stability for my kids. They were transitioning into middle school and everything, so it was a huge deal. And I went into a program called Homestretch. I actually got lucky with that because we were living in a hotel. And so I was pretty much down to my last when I got in a Homestretch, and then I got the blessing of being able to fill out some paperwork. There was an application for the Partnership for Permanent Housing, and I got opportunity to complete the application, send it in, and hope against hope that we could get picked, and we actually got picked. So we came to Reston Interfaith, and it has been a major blessing because 5 years, the time to really stabilize and keep my kids nice and stable and everything, all the help that we got, it was priceless, priceless. I learned a lot about Credit Smart. I learned a lot about the behind-the-scenes dealings with mortgage. I really learned a lot about the educational system, money management. I'd say probably the biggest lessons were just really looking at how I did things. I'm a very happy-go-lucky, carefree type person, and I lived in the moment, not worrying about tomorrow, let tomorrow worry about itself, but realizing that I had habits, I had patterns, because I know when the chips were down, I worked a pretty good job. I could probably, my mother would say, rob Peter to pay Paul. But I got better at actually saving, actually curbing my impulses and impulse spending, and then beginning to teach my kids. I always thought I would not be able to survive something like that, especially when I saw people with their children or with families and people sleeping in the street. I am very grateful I never got to that point, that I had anything like that happening. But I didn't know I had that kind of strength, that I could make it through something like that and make it through it with my kids. But then I came out, and I feel I came through it a lot more stronger spiritually, and I got a lot more knowledge that I would not have sought out independently. I would not have, honestly wouldn't have cared about credit cards and Credit Smart type thing and mortgaging and a lot of the information that I've learned, because my mind was made up with I was good enough, I was satisfied with renting. Now I know that's just not good enough, because I want what's mine, and no one else can take that away. And I want my kids, I wanted my kids to be able to be strong and resilient and resourceful, and see that you can have some very dark days, some very dark times, but you can still come through it, and it's all for the best. Even the most negative situation that you suffer through has a positive outcome if you embrace it the right way, because it makes you stronger. And it makes you stronger, it makes you more resilient. It just kind of continues to tell you you can survive anything.